Only a few of rock bands have been around for as long as Bon Jovi has. Richie Sambora, guitarist, keyboardist David Bryan, drummer Tico Torres, bassist Alec John Such, and singer Jon Bongiovi Jr. formed the band in 1983. In January 1984, the band released its debut album, which was titled after itself. More than 130 million records containing rock classics such as You Give Love a Bad Name and Livin' on a Prayer have been sold by Bon Jovi, and the band has performed more than 2,600 shows for its devoted fans. Such, who passed away in June 2022, left the band in 1994. Bassist Hugh McDonald took over in his absence, while Sambora left in 2013. The musicians in the band have gone through various lineup changes throughout the years. Nevertheless, the group's members, both in the past and in the present, have developed an unbreakable brotherhood as a result of the experiences they have shared. In the documentary series that is currently available on Hulu, Bon Jovi has been immortalized. Sincerely, and Good Night, the Bon Jovi story is the first series to be produced about the history of the band, and it features complete cooperation from both former and current members of the band. Number 1. Prior to the formation of Bon Jovi as a band, the band had already released their first hit. The first single that John composed for the band was titled Runaway, and it was written when he was 19 years old, as reported by the Irish Times. However, John initially recorded the demo using studio musicians who were not affiliated with Bon Jovi and hence could not be considered members of the band. When asked about it in 1995, he stated to The Independent, "The other guys on the demo all had commitments to other bands, so I had to form a new band." He not only recruited new members, but he remained with them for a number of years. On the other hand, he pondered, it was supposed to be just for a couple of weeks, not for 11 years. Bruce Springsteen once joined Jon and Bryan on stage as they were performing in a cover band that they were both a part of. Number 2. Earlier in his career, Sambora participated in an audition for Kiss. Before Sambora began to shred solos on classics such as Wanted Dead or Alive, he was trying out for opportunities with bands such as Kiss. Due to Ace Frehley's resignation from the band in 1982, the guitarist made an attempt to take his place, but unfortunately, it was not meant to be. Sambora, who had previously played in a band with Such, went to see his former bassist perform with his new band, Bon Jovi, shortly after she returned from her audition in Los Angeles. Such had been Sambora's former bandmate. Additionally, John recalled the encounter by stating, "Richie came down to see one of my shows this afternoon. Subsequently, he made it a point to meet me and declare, I am the correct individual. What you require is me." Number 3. During their time in the band, John and Sambora each had hit solo ventures. After leaving Bon Jovi in the early 1990s, both John and Sambora started working on solo projects outside of the band. He recruited the musical talents of Elton John for songs such as Billy Get Your Guns and Diane Ain't Much of a Living, Little Richard, who appeared on You Really Got Me Now, and Jeff Beck, who served as the guitarist on 6 of the album's tracks, including its lead single, Blaze of Glory, which reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. In spite of the fact that John also published Destination Anywhere under his own name in 1997, he revealed to The Independent in 1995 that he desired to return to his Bon Jovi influences. Number 4. They were awarded their first Grammy in 2006 for a song that was classified as country. Once again, the frontwoman of Sugarland collaborated with the band for the song Do What You Can, which was written by John during the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. Number 5. This collaboration took place 14 years later. In 2013, Sambora abruptly left the band in order to pay more attention to his family. Despite the fact that Bon Jovi had been performing together for 30 years, the band broke up in 2013 when Sambora did not show up for the group's global tour, which he never returned to. The lead guitarist revealed that he needed to put his daughter Ava Sambora, whom he shares with his ex-wife Heather Locklear, first and foremost in his priorities. "I don't regret leaving this situation, but I regret how I did it, therefore I want to apologize totally right now to the fans. Sambora addressed his sudden exit in the band's 2024 documentary series. Sambora said, "I don't regret leaving the situation." Number 6. At the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Bon Jovi was not admitted until over a decade had passed. It wasn't until April 14, 2018, that Bon Jovi was finally inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, despite the fact that they had been eligible for induction since 2008. It was the first time since 2001 that the band had performed together with both current and former members, including Sambora and Such, thanks to the joyful event, which represented a reunion for the band. Number 7. In the year 2022, Jon underwent massive vocal surgery. Jon got extensive vocal surgery in 2022 after having a talk with his wife about the problems he had been experiencing with his vocal cords for at least 7 years. Jon had the ability to sing. The amount of time that is not necessarily capable of being spent is 2.5 hours per night, 4 nights per week. Number 8. In 2022, the original bassist of Bon Jovi passed away. Announcing the passing of founding bassist Such on X, formerly known as Twitter, on June 5, 2022, Bon Jovi made the announcement. One of the studio musicians who had previously worked with Jon on the recording of Runaway in the 1980s, McDonald, took over for him. Number 9. In order to see the band's documentary series from 2024 together, Jon and Sambora got back together. Jon lost contact with his former bandmate Sambora after Sambora left Bon Jovi in 2013, but he claimed that there were any feelings of resentment between the two of them over their relationship. During the screening of Thank You, Good Night, the vocalist took the opportunity to reflect on his relationship with Sambora. Later on, Jon expressed his admiration for Sambora's choice to remain at home and provide for his daughter. Number 10. Work has begun on Bon Jovi's 16th studio album. The 7th of June 2024 will see the release of Bon Jovi's 16th studio album, Forever. Several heartfelt songs honoring Jon's family will be included on the band's upcoming 4th studio album, Forever. Songs like Kiss the Bride, composed by Jon for his daughter Stephanie Rose Bon Jovi's upcoming wedding, and Legendary, the album's first single, are touching tributes to Jon's wife of more than 30 years, Dorothea Hurley.